Hey guys, we're going to be talking about the negative impacts of disposable plastic water bottles. In my last video, I talked some about a challenge I'm doing through dosomething.org, which is a week without oil, and I talked about how have been using this reusable mason jar mug thing as instead of disposable plastic water bottles, due to oil usage in creating disposable plastic water bottles. So you can read about the negative impacts of oil over here and how the plastic bottles impact that. But I'm focusing on different things in this video, so let's get into it. Disposable plastic bottles can have very negative impacts on the environment. This is because plastic generally isn't biodegradable, which means that much of that plastic ends up as particles in the ocean and other ecosystems. You can see this in the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. If you've ever heard of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, it is essentially an area of the ocean in the North Pacific Ocean where all this debris has gathered. According to National Geographic, scientists found up to 750,000 pieces of microplastic in only 1 square kilometer of the area. So that is a lot. They listed plastic bottles, bottle caps, plastic bags, and styrofoam cups as the main sources of the debris. This impacts the wildlife in marine areas in many ways. There's the issue of animals trying to eat the debris. You hear a lot about sea turtles who mistake plastic bags as jellyfish. There are also cases where birds will grab things like bottle caps and feed it to their young because they don't realize that it's not an animal. Fish will also eat the plastic particles. There's also the issue of the animals getting caught in debris. They'll become entangled in things like the circular things that go in cans, which causes many issues because then they're trapped in it. Something I just learned today is that the debris on the surface of the ocean can also cause issues because it can block out sunlight. The reason why this is a problem is because things such as algae and plankton rely on sunlight to survive. Now, outside of environmental concerns, there's also some concerns for humans. People have voiced concern over the fact that plastic bottles contain BPA, which is a potentially harmful chemical. One Green Planet stated that a study conducted found traces of BPA in 96% of US women. Outside of that, there's also just not a good reason to use disposable plastic bottles. A lot of people view them as being cleaner than tap water. However, Reader's Digest released an article on bottled water versus tap water, which shared what I found to be a very surprising fact. This fact was that over 25% of bottled water actually comes from a municipal supply, which that means that you are essentially drinking the same water as tap water. On top of that, tap water actually has more testing requirements at higher frequencies than bottled water. Which leads me to ask, if bottled water isn't necessarily cleaner than tap water, and it may actually be the same water as tap water, then why are we paying more for it? Because all I can see that doing is wasting money, and you're then contributing to all of those negative environmental factors by buying plastic bottles. So I'm putting forth the idea that if you have concerns over your tap water, an alternative option is that you can buy a filter. So I have this water pitcher filter system. You can also buy filters that attach to your water faucet, or you can buy water bottles with filters. Which brings to the other thing that instead of using disposable plastic bottles, use reusable water bottles. And you can get lots of those in different fun designs and everything. You see them at stores everywhere. So hopefully this makes you think about the usage of disposable plastic bottles and how that's not the best option available. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys later.